Driver Danny.
Alright guys, it's finally the end of January. Yay. To be fair though, this January hasn't been as bad as previous Januaries. For me, anyway. I don't know what it's been like for you. Let me know in the comments below. It's payday weekend. So finally, we should start seeing a lot more requests coming through, a lot more activity. Whether we accept them requests or not will remain to be seen, won't it? Recently as well, I've just seen that local bases have finally admitted that because of today, the 31st of Jan, it's the deadline for digital platforms to submit your earnings to HMRC. And local bases have finally put their hands up and said, yeah, we're doing it. I don't know what took them so long to tell everyone, but over the last 3 or so weeks, I've seen more of their newsletters and emails circling various different forms saying that they will be submitting your earnings. What I can tell now is the only earnings that you can make that isn't logged paper trail wise is cash tips. But of course, it's recommended to submit them anyway, isn't it? No point making yourself a fraudster for a couple of quid. HMRC will expect some cash tips when you submit it. So it can't just be exact, can it? Anyway, this is not financial advice. This is an Ubershift video. Let's see how today goes. 3:20 and I'm on £22.50, I think it is. Yeah, I'll stick it here anyway. I was a bit surprised it wasn't offering me as many jobs as I thought it would. And some of the jobs it was offering me were pretty bad. But now we're approaching the school run now. So although traffic's high, hopefully demand is high. Let's find out. 4:20 and I'm just shy of 41 quid. I'll stick it there. The problem we have had this hour is absolute traffic. Non-stop, bumper to bumper, everywhere. At one point, there was a surge and I managed to bag a surge job. So it was a mile and a little bit away. I was going a mile and they give me £8. I was made up with that. Yeah, I'll stick it there. And then when I picked the customer up, she said her phone was nearly out of power, so she was so glad I've come because it's died while it was on the way. And instantly it thought back to that previous shift, you know, that I mentioned in my last video about them thinking that it charges more. So I couldn't help it. I asked her, I went, just out of curiosity, there's this rumour going round. How much have you been charged? And she said £4.50. But I was getting £8. Explain that one. 6:20 and I'm on 82.50 or thereabouts. It's been throwing in them £3.70 jobs and it's been getting matched to other drivers. Don't know who them other drivers are, but it wasn't me. I've just had a customer get in the car. First, they made me wait. It was just about to start doing the waiting time. Then they gets in and says, can I put my foot down? They're going to be late. I'm like, mate, I nearly drove away from you because of how long you kept me waiting. And now you're complaining about me sticking to the speed limit. 7:20 and I'm on about 102. I'll stick it there. I really thought it was going to be busier. You know, like pop, pop, pop. But I think last week was busier. Hopefully the next hour or so will give me a bit of a boost to stay out. Or I might end up calling it a night tonight. Let's find out. 8:20 and I'm just shy of 130. It's been the same as the hour before. It picked up a little, but a lot of the job offers you were looking at going, no, I'm not doing that. It offered me one that was 9 miles away from me going a mile for £8. How that even works, I don't know. I've just had a peculiar thing. So the customer gets in and the little slide bar that you slide across, start UberX. So I slid it across, start UberX, and everything disappeared. And it just said at the bottom, online. So I said to the customer, oh mate, it's gone off, did you cancel it? And he went, no, I haven't cancelled it. And I went, it's not on me set, mate. And he went, do you want me to book it again? And I went, well, have a look at yours. So he had a look at his, and his was showing that he was on an active trip, and it was me with him on. But it wasn't, nothing was on my screen. It was just like the waiting for the job screen, the online screen. So what I had to do was I went to log off, and it said you can't log off because you're on an active job, even though it wasn't showing it. So I had to force stop it using the Android settings. I had to force stop it and then open it again. And then when I opened it again, the map come up with the route. That's bizarre. I've never had that before. Have any of you guys ever had it? And straight into Saturday. After that last clip, I started heading towards my house. And if something would have popped up that kept me out, I would have kept, stayed out and kept going. But nothing tempted me. Some of the offers were still awful. So let's see what today brings. In the local area at the moment, we've got a local match, but that's about to kick off in 10 minutes. So I think I've probably already missed the run to that. But hopefully it'll be busy in, 2 hours from now. Let's see how it goes. 4 o'clock and I'm on 27 quid. It has been a lot of jobs popping left, right and centre. Some good, some okay, some miles away again. And then, obviously, it's been not too bad for me. What I was made up with is, as soon as I switched my set on, I got a little surge job. Wasn't much you want, but it was still a surge. Here, I'll show you. So hopefully today, things will be a bit better, a little bit faster than yesterday. 5 o'clock, and I'm on 49 quid. I've just had probably the most annoying experience with a rider ever. So she's walking towards the car, absolute face on her like a bulldog, that kind. Storms over, opens the door, gets in, like, oh, forgot my keys. Goes straight back to the house, comes back, sits back, got my keys now. It's like, okay, it needs a pin. And she went, oh, I don't remember it. I went, it should be on your app. She's looking through an app. She's getting frustrated at me asking her for the pin. And she's like, oh, I don't know it. I went, okay, there's an option here, which I didn't know till this point, because I've never experienced the customer not knowing a pin. But they were like, there's an option here. Customer can't find pin, I'll press that. And then it goes the last 4 digits of your phone number. So she gives me them. And it come up error, 4 more tries. And I went, no, that was wrong. And she went, I know my own phone number. I'm like, I can only put in what you say. Give us it again. And she gave me 4 completely different numbers. So I put that in and went, yeah, that worked. That was okay. But that must have took a good 10 minutes before setting off. What an absolute waste of time. Needless to say, that's a customer I haven't given a 5-star to in a long time. 7 o'clock and I'm just shy of 90 quid. I'll put it there. I've just had an absolute scream, laughing my head off. A couple of Chinese women get in, but their English wasn't great, and they found it really hard to understand my accent. I don't know why. Anyway, so as we were going there, she was like, you take us back. And I was like, no, I don't take you back. I just drop you off. It's not a multi-stop trip. And then it was quiet for a minute, and then it popped up my side, price adjust. And she went, now you take us back. What can you say to that? It was like, I'm not going through all that rigmarole of trying to explain no. So it was like, okay, I'll just do as I'm told. Do you know what though, to be fair, the fare itself doubled. So it wasn't like Uber being sly, where sometimes when they add the stop, it only gives you the £5, or if they're going back, it literally doubled in price. So it was totally worth it anyway. 10 to 8, and I'm on 111.30 odd pence, whatever it is. It's there. I've just made a mistake, but at the same time, maybe not. So, the way I always avoid the city centre, a city centre job popped up from where I was, and it was only like a 35 minute journey to the city centre from where I was, and they offered me 22 quid, or just shy of 22 quid. I was like, yeah, go on then. Half an hour, 40 minutes, whatever it was to get there. Soon as I got into the city centre, it was instant regret. It was like, oh, I shouldn't have done this. Dropped the passenger off and then absolutely struggled to get out. While I was there, jobs were popping up, but they were around the city centre. Now this is what makes me laugh about the people that say you've got to get £2 an hour or it's not worth it. So some of these jobs were popping up that was going 1.5 miles, and they weren't far from where it was, like 0.3 and 0.2, going 1.5 miles, £4 and £4.50, £5. They were like the type of offers I was getting. Now, on the logic of you've got to get £2 each mile, them jobs cover that logic. But when you look where they're going, over to the other side of the city centre, you'll have to go through all that traffic, taking you 40, well, not 40 minutes, but taking you like 25, 30 minutes to get through. So no, sometimes it's really not worth sticking or being rigid with that £2 an hour stuff. Anyway, 10 to 8, I'm going to have a quick break, and I'm going to come out and do a bit more. 10:15, so what you're seeing now on the screen is 9:15 when I come out, and then an hour later. And that's what I'm on. It seems to be slowing down a bit. I need one of them, you know, them charge hours where you get a nice I mean, we always need them, but I feel like I need one of them beastly hours where you do all right in the hour, because I'm barely scraping by that 20 quid an hour. 11:15, and what an hour I've just had. Unbelievable. You know, I said I needed a boost hour. Well, I certainly got it. It was ping, ping, ping. Job waiting for me, one after the other. Customers were waiting at the side of the road, ready to get in. It was like the perfect storm you could have. And I did 44 quid. So this is what I'm on now, in that 1 hour, plus a £3 cash tip. If only every hour was like that. So what an hour to finish the night on. So let's do the roundup. We've got Friday's earnings, Friday's hours, Friday by the hour. We've got Saturday's hours, Saturday's earnings, Saturday by the hour. Put it all together, we've got this shift's hours, this video's hours, this video's earnings, this video by the hour. If you've enjoyed it, give us a like. If you're new, give us a sub. I'll catch you in the next one.